What's going on, guys? Elemental Master for the Sega Genesis. No death run. Okay, Elemental Master for the Sega Genesis. Let's just get her done. Hopefully. Who needs cutscenes? This game's full of them. So what the hell? Let's just let this play. I almost wish I didn't include the cutscene, but I felt like to just start, I don't know. Anyways, Elemental Master for the Sega Genesis has a very long-winded cutscene here with text that disappears pretty much as quickly as it comes, it is gone. You gotta read it really quick, so let illiterate me give it a shot here. But it's true, Layden! Oh, so it's already gone. Brother, whoa! That goes really quickly. This can't be true! Good music, though. Nice looking cutscenes. Join me! You're a fool! Only fools those who try to stop me! It is truly what he's become of my brother! You leave it up for like a second and a half, 2.5 seconds longer, it would be fucking readable. I hate when games do that. Like, I also hate when games leave the text up so long and you can't click through it. There's gotta be a happy in-between here. You know, a happy medium. That's Fairy Girl. That's the bad guy. He's got cool spikes on his shoulders. He's sitting on a big throne. He's got some nice head of hair there. That's Mr. Goblin Face. Not really too sure who he is. I'm not overly invested in the backstory of this game. I appreciate that they tried, though. Elemental Master is a really cool game that I first discovered around 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2013, and I immediately liked it. I liked that it was different. I liked that it wasn't just a spaceship shooter, that you're some dude with a cape running in a particular vertical scrolling shooter. Okay, so I'm trying to remember which level I like to go with first. Let's try this. Now, I've never owned this game, so I beat this for the first time just last night. Beat it 4 times, and on my 4th try, I got the NDR. It was a game about learning. I've always played it a little bit, tried a level here and there of the first 4 opening stages that you can select and play. I like that it lets you choose any one of those levels, so just in case you struggle and can't get through the levels, at least if you're a kid, let's say, you get to play 4 levels. Maybe you won't get very far, but at least you'll always get to enjoy something from the game. Now, I've come to discover this is a very easy game. Of course, you gotta know what to do. Every time I picked it up and just sampled it, because I've had it as a ROM, for, I don't know, past 2.5, 3 years now. Ever since I've had my Sega Mini hacked and modded, and I would always test it out because I never knew what I wanted to play because it was a part of my backlog. Because I played the game a little bit at a friend's house 10 plus years ago, and I liked what I played. And I always wanted to sit down and kind of give it my best effort at some point, and I've reached that point. Last night when I first started sampling it, I would play a level, I'd quickly die. Try a different level, quickly die. And I was like, okay, I gotta kind of buckle down here and do good. So this seems to be one of those games where you want to put your best gaming in the first 2 levels. Because you're sort of underpowered right now. You only have your base weapon. It doesn't have a power shot right now. Can't charge it up. After the first level, you unlock a new weapon, a much better weapon that you can charge. And, you know, you start to get more OP'd as the game goes. Now, that doesn't mean it necessarily gets easier as it goes. Generally speaking, it does. But there is one level that is much harder than the rest, and that's about stage 5 of, I believe 7 stages as we approach the boss here. There's a little mirror you can pick up as we face this pretty badass dragon. That mirror will like kind of create an illusion of yourself. And it does damage as well. Many other games have done this trope. It's a relatively common one. It's not been done to death, and it hasn't been overused, but a lot of games have done this variety of attack, where you create a clone, if you will, an illusion, if you will, a ghost image of yourself, which still provides attack. Now,
all right, nicely done.
I did pretty good there. The bosses are pretty easy for the most part. So there's Fairy Girl. She now accompanies you through the majority of the game and will also attack and kill enemies. She's quite useful. I do like the music in this game. I do like the ambiance it creates. Just the subtle, listen to that. It's very, very fantasy, very mystical, very soothing.
Okay, so I guess you free Tinkerbell there, and the caption rating goes by pretty damn fast. What do I want to play next is a good question, but I think we are going to go with this one.
Gaming Steve doesn't say a whole lot through this playthrough, and I kind of appreciate it, because when I sit here and try to record and talk about this stuff, it's always annoying when past me mumbles and talks. But yes, we saved Tinkerbell. That is a good observation there. But so you can see her flying around now. She kind of zips around and does protect you to some degree. Of course, if you die, I believe you lose her. I can't really tell you, because this game seems geared to an NDR. You start with that amount of health, and you can unlock more health by collecting these golden crowns. You can get up to, I believe, 7 hits before dying, which is relatively generous. Now you see I have this awesome weapon, and that's the reason I like doing that last stage first, because this weapon's pretty badass, as you can clearly see. And then when charging it up, it has a really useful attack as well. Let's just do the GamePro magazine review and get that out of the way, as I feel this game does have some redeeming qualities.
That's pretty poor.
Now, there's some poor moments of gameplay throughout this, but generally I play well. Its graphics are not amazing. As you saw, the last boss looked really good. The two-headed dragon looked pretty nice. It was a rather large sprite, looked rather good. But the levels themselves, they don't look poor, but they don't look outstanding. Your character down there in his brilliant red cape does look pretty nice. Those centaurs, or those minotaurs.
I'll take that.
I think they're centaurs, because they're half man, half horse. That has got to be a centaur, right? So those centaurs look pretty cool. The water looks decent. Everything looks fine. I'm going to give the graphics a 3.5 out of 5. You know, compared to other shooters or other games from this era, there's definitely better looking games with better looking sprites and better use of color, better use of parallax scrolling. Pretty average stuff, but still looks good. 3.5 out of 5. Its sound is definitely awesome. That's health. I don't know why that's health. I guess that's a part of the elements. We'll talk about that later. But it sounds really good. Its music, though not outstanding, it does have some really good tracks in this game. And the sound effects are also relatively good. I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. Not the most stellar stuff. Actually, I'm going to give the sound a 4.5 out of 5. Its music is really good, and it's not amazing, so maybe I'm being a bit generous as we face this giant snake here. Perhaps just a centipede-like dragon. Yeah, I'll stick with 4.5 out of 5. Its sound effects are good. Its music is good enough that there's nothing to really critique about it. There's nothing bad with its audio. Its control is also very good. He's a tad
that was
slippery.
pretty good.
He could be a little tighter in his movement when, you know, shifting up all around for precision.
Okay.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Then we're going to do the lava world next.
Yeah, head over to the lava world. Actually, again, I'm changing my mind, because its controls are otherwise perfect. Outside of not being slightly tight enough and refined in his precision movement, controls are good. 4.5 out of 5. Its fun factor, a tad easy. Game's a little bit short, but it's still a very fun game. 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, it's a fun game. Knowing how to play this game now, and knowing some of the tricks and what weapons to use, and having a little more knowledge of the game, it being short, it being fair, it being generous with health, and as you can see now, I'm almost at full health as I've almost collected those full crowns. It's a pretty fun game. I'm going to give it a 4.5 as well. So, 4.5 out of 5 for sound, 4.5 out of 5 for control, 4.5 out of 5 for fun factor, and a 3.5 out of 5 for graphics. It's probably its weakest area is its graphics, even though it still looks pretty nice overall. It's a cool game. Go play it. I just had a shower. Here's some unnecessary information, and I got like a nose hair that's just driving me bonkers for the past 10 minutes. Maybe I should go leave and pluck it. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna get a drink at least.
That was pork. It does hurt
Nothing
me.
but quality around here. I didn't pluck my nose
Good
hair,
to
but I
know.
did give it a good little scruff and scrape and tug. Grabbed myself a nice bottle of quality H2O and saw that I had some nice sausages in the fridge that I will make after I'm done doing this. As I use that screen clearing attack there with the charge power up. This game is really fun. It is really good. So if I stand correct here, I think this is the third of the first 4 stages. Pretty cool boss. Absolutely murk him. Now, the interesting thing about this game is, if you're not quick and you don't know the patterns, the bosses will kill you very quickly. Especially if you get here on very low health, you're gonna die really quickly, and it's right back to the screen here, right back there, and you only have 5 men to complete the game. So in those regards, if you don't know what to do, it's going to be very challenging. It's going to be very hard. And if you don't get through these short levels and arrive to that boss with a decent amount of health, your first couple times, that boss is going to get you really, really easily. Now, obviously, this is my 4th time playing it, and I did it in 1 session. I beat it, and I said, let's NDR it. And I did that because it was like I was beating up the game at this point. Everything was so fresh because I was like, now I know what to do. Let's just do it. And that was a good approach and a wise thing on my part, because if I would have chilled for a day or 2 or 3, I bet the NDR would have been a lot harder than it was, and it came very easily because of that. Because yeah, if you get a little sloppy and forget about certain characters that come up from behind, and you get to that boss on say 2 or 3 bars of health, and then you semi-forget a bit of the boss pattern, he nails a couple quick shots, you're dead and you're right back to the drawing board. And the thing about this game is when you die, you will lose the health that you built up. So it does reward you. And everyone who watches these videos knows that I love games that reward you for playing well. Now, if you do lose that health and you do die, you can still find golden crowns throughout the game. It's not like that's it. It's not like you permanently lose that health. You will lose it for the time being until you have to search and explore and find a golden crown. So those are your unlockables. The rocks, the boulders. For whatever reason, I guess it has to do with Elemental Master. Your health is Earth. It is a ball of dirt, perhaps a big rock. Looks like a ball of dirt. And that dirt is your health. Now, honestly, this game's called Elemental Master. I'm not seeing a great use of Elemental Master. I suppose this weapon is perhaps sonic airwaves? Wind? You know, that tri-shot, perhaps fire? Yeah, as I use its charge power-up as fire. I don't know, that sonic wave could also be water. I don't see much use of water in this game. You got earth, air, wind, and fire. Well, the earth's your health. We established that. I don't really have a earth attack. See, listen, that's melodic. We got these shadow creatures. Now, they can't hurt you, and you can't hurt them while they jump on screen. They're basically ghosts. Soon as they land is when you have to hit them, and that's when they can also hit you. And if you hang near the bottom too much in this game, you're going to be punished. So as you can see, you can shoot forward, and with the A button, you can shoot backwards, which is really useful and really handy. And I love that they give you the ability to protect yourself like that, as enemies do come from all directions in this game. I generally shoot forward because that's generally, I position myself closer to the bottom, but not so close to the bottom that sneaky little enemies can come up from behind and get you. You don't want to hang near the bottom. And again, if you mistime what these guys do, that little fireball attack can easily hit you. So I'm actually quite low on health right now. And now we completed the first 4 stages. It does get tougher from this point. Even their chain will hurt you. I kind of hate that. Yeah.
Fuck.
There was a time when I was first learning the game, my first couple playthroughs, I would actually kind of hang near the chain thinking that that wouldn't hurt me. And I quickly realized that the chain too will hurt you. So you kind of want to circle around the ball and chain. Oh yeah, that's magic too. That's a shield. I forgot about the shield. The shield's super useful. It's almost like the shield in Revenge of Shinobi that when you get it, it will disappear based on, see, the golden crown's useless once you have full. I always grabbed it hoping that would give extra health. It doesn't. But yeah, the shield is will take a certain amount of hits before it disappears. So naturally, if you can play really, really well and take no hits, that shield will come along with you for the ride all the way to the boss. This is a cool boss and one of the harder bosses actually. Again, I had to discover which weapons were best for each situation, each level, each boss. And the fire shield here, if you will, when you have it fully charged, just so you can hear it, ready to unload, is the best weapon for this dragon. Yeah, its music's good. I'm glad I upped it to a 4.5 out of 5. Its sound effects, its music is nice. Okay, there we go. One of the longer bosses, so hence the dancing and vibing with the game.
Alrighty.
As we get a nice shot here at Tinkerbell's booty. Who doesn't want their own fairy? Imagine if you had this little mystical fairy that followed you around like a friend that just protected you at all times. That'd be pretty sweet. I'll let your mind wander about what you would do with your fairy. That's so stupid. But you all know you would probably do stuff with your fairy. Edit. I'm gonna edit that out. No, I won't. I'm comfortable saying that if I had a little fairy that was like a foot
This is
tall.
where shit gets really hard.
Play with their little fairy pussy. If she's an of age fairy, there'd be nothing wrong with it, right? That's making the NDR. That's what we. Okay, so taking a hit, not good. Okay,
off.
now we got to time that. You got to time that slide in momentum here. I use that weapon so I can actually get that. It's kind of awkward to get. Yeah, you want to be careful there. This is the hardest level in the game, in my opinion.
Not happy with this.
Yeah, so you want to move around these balls and chains, just as I'm doing right there, nice and easy. Some of the enemies start to take a lot of shots here. There's these mummies that come out. You want to use your, you got this new weapon now, this like lava weapon. I'm gonna switch right now. Yeah, there I go. Yeah, this thing's strong. Not the fastest. This level's really quickly kill you. This is where I knew I had to be good and I had to focus. Everything else up to this point, generally I could get away with, being average or, little above average. I don't know. But I had to be good here. This is where I kind of had to shine and do well. Get yourself in a bad situation here and you take hits super quick. Yeah, gotta go through the middle there to avoid hit. This part can be tricky. Taking 2 hits there. Not bad. 3, 4.
Just get through.
a little bit of health waiting for you at the end. So it is a little bit fair like that, right? But again, imagine if you got there and you only had about 2 or 3 hits and you did as good as I did, you'd be dead, right? So I did do rather poor there. So yeah, these mummies, your other weapons, they eat your other weapons' attacks. Like, your other weapons will kill them, but not like this. This thing fucking crushes them. So there's some health. Perfect shot running right through the middle there. Very nice stuff. Now this boss, super easy if you know which weapon to use. We now go back to our regular attack. At this point now in the game, your regular attack finally has a charge attack. And it is Proton Cannon! It is. It's Iron Man's Proton Cannon. And it is the best weapon in the game. And you don't get it until you reach this level. And you get the ability to charge and power it. There's your Proton Cannon 1. Proton Cannon 2. Done like dinner. You know, as fast as that scorpion came, it is gone. Other weapons would fail in comparison and leave you fighting for a good extended period of time and dying pretty quickly because that thing will start to hit you really fast. That Proton Cannon is essentially all I use now moving forward. So this final level is a boss gauntlet. Fight a few enemies, reach a boss, rinse and repeat all the way to the very end to the final boss. So we fight this guy first, who again is actually tricky. Just gotta know how to move and evade his attacks. It's also pretty generous. It leaves a crown in case you need one, because if you died and you didn't have full health, that crown would be useful, and 2 pieces of health. So it's a little bit generous there with the first boss. Who are we fighting now? Dragon. Dragon is awkward to hit. There's an open window on how you have to hit him. He has an invincibility state. So as you see, I'm using my Proton Cannon and I'm missing. Because otherwise, if I was connecting, it's a one-shot kill with that Proton Cannon. It's like yeah, there you go, boom, yeah. That's it, he took 1 hit. All those other shots, well, it's just like a half a second late on the ability to land my shot. A little piece of health there, not much,
absolutely
not
horrendous.
much, as you know, as you can see.
Wow,
that was terrible.
I can't believe I just did
those
that.
things. You have to be completely in the ground. This guy's easy though. Again, he does that. You know, I almost got hit there. You got to be mindful of that, but you hit him twice with the Proton Cannon, and he's toast.
Really, 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 really bad.
Yeah, I'm down to 3 hits here. Now the thing is that if I can take 3 hits. I won't be dead on my 3rd hit. I'll take 4 to kill me. So that's something to consider in this game. Like when your bars are all depleted, then you're on your you're like, oh, now 1 more and I'm done. One of the harder bosses actually here, because he's harder to hit, but if you time this correctly, I don't think I do. No, if you time that perfect, I would have killed him there. Instead, it takes 3 hits to kill him.
Also terrible.
I think if I would have waited slightly longer, I could have got him with the 2nd attack. So yeah, we're low on health here. This is actually difficult to get, so I really need to get it. So I have to use that weapon to get it, and boom. That was kind of clutch on my part there. Getting that was definitely essential. Nice. As I say, that was nice, because I know getting that item is challenging to do. Okay, so the dragon. We're facing that dragon again. He's a little bit stronger this time. We went through those bosses pretty fast. This is now the 5th boss. Again, the game is quite easy, and very easy when you know what to do. I guess that the same could be said for most games, but not all games. Some games you can know what to do, and it will just be painstakingly brutal every single time. Such as Dick Tracy for the Sega Genesis or High Seas Havoc. Even Kid Chameleon in those regards. As much as I know Kid Chameleon, no death running that game would be fucking utterly impossible. And that's me knowing everything and how to handle every spot in the game. It's just, I have no speedrunners that even no death run Kid Chameleon. Like the best Kid, and it's a very popular speedrun. No one's no death that game. Which kind of makes it all the more incentive to maybe do, but no thank you. So this one's definitely on the easier side of things. Elemental Master is just, it's a fun, good time. It's a good time. It's good fun. Okay, so here now the game's very generous. You've reached the end, and it will give you everything you need to fight the final boss. Now the final boss, though he's easy, again, you make the slightest mistakes, you're... Oh, we got this stupid scorpion first, but the final boss, yeah, it's interesting because he's so easy, yet he is also kind of hard. Because, like I said, if you're out of position, you react too slow and miss a couple of shots, accidentally move into a couple of shots, you're done. Boom, you're going to be smoked really quickly. But you do it crisp and you do it clean, you'll come out on top very easily every time. And generally speaking, I almost want to take damage with the final boss because there's something I do for 2 particular attacks where I kind of go shot for shot with them. It's to get him in a high position so I don't take damage later. Again, not hard stuff, but there's still strategy and skill required to do what I got to do. Yeah, so like for example here, I do sit up close waiting for him to come down so I can get that initial proton cannon off. Boom, proton cannon, back away, do my best to dodge. I got a shield right now that just ran out. Proton cannon, and do my best to dodge. Took a hit, is what it is. Took another one, looks like. Proton cannon, so not the best there.
Not the best.
Could have been better. Get up close here to get all the maximum power out of your proton cannon at this fucking shit demon. Here I want him to come up high. I took a hit, so he's up high there. Because now, if he was closer to me, he's going to get a couple quick hits off, and he would have killed me. I only got 2. So, and done. But again, if he was closer to the bottom, I would have been done. Talk to you later, guys!
You know, sometimes I say no death runs come easy, and sometimes they come hard. That one could have came harder than it did. I literally got that my first try after beating it 3 times in a row. Beat it for my first time, beat it for a second time. I thought, I want to no death run this. I beat it a 3rd time for just practice. But then none of those were intended. Like the first time, obviously not. The second and third, I wasn't intending to no death run. I put on record. Let's beat it the 4th time. I did this all in one sitting. And I thought, let's just get her done while it's fresh. I was thinking about, let's do this tomorrow. But I thought, you know what? I just beat this 3 times in a row. Everything's really fresh in my mind. You know, the game's not easy. It's not hard. But like anything, it's all about knowing what to do. It is such a key factor in games. You know, the more I play games and the more games I beat, the more games I know death run, the more games I speed run, the more I truly learn that games are just about knowledge. Whether it's knowing what weapons to use, like in particular with this game, perhaps what order to do levels in, specific places to stand or jump or shoot depending on the game you're playing. It's all about knowledge. It's all about know-how. And there really is no difficulty. Knowledge is power. And it very is much the same thing when it comes to gaming. Thanks for watching my No Death run of Elemental Master for the Sega Genesis. A badass, awesome shoot 'em up that I really like and have loved for a long time. I didn't beat it until tonight for the very first time. I always enjoyed it, was never very good at shooters. I always steered clear of them. It was always like a weak area of my gaming skill that I, you know, kind of ducked and ran from, shooters in particular. But over the past couple years, I've been kind of warming up to them more, not being as intimidated by them quite as much, and learning that they also have their share of ins and outs on how to be good. When I was really bad at shooters, I just felt you had to be amazing. You needed that ninja skill, and well, you kind of do, but like any game, there are tricks. And with this one, it's knowing which weapons to use, and it makes the game very easy. Not knowing any of that, and you're going to die a lot, often, quickly, and you're going to get game over really quickly. So it's paying attention is one of the most important things you can do in a game when trying to discover how to approach any difficult situation. Really love this game. So with that being said, enjoy this wicked awesome music on this end scene here as it chooses to play out this really long, awesome song. Thanks for watching.
I love to give Gaming Steve the final word there. You know, I'm never going to remain silent. when I do it in the moment. I like to take that joy, that passion for the game. As I mentioned, I've always had like a soft spot for this game, though I never beat it until last night. It was something I always wanted to get around to, and that's the best part about diving into your backlog and completing some games that you always put off. So next time, guys, I'll catch you in the next world record. I'll catch you in the next No Death Run, and maybe even an actual video sometime soon. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and make sure your Tinkerbell Fairy is of age. Peace out, guys.